The bathroom and bedroom are two of the most used spaces in any home. One kicks off your day and the other helps you wind down. So when those spaces are calm and tidy, your whole day feels smoother. But when they're a mess, even brushing your teeth feels like a chore. And let's be honest, nothing kills the mood like stepping on a rogue hairbrush. In this video, I'm sharing 12 simple but surprisingly effective habits that help me keep my bathroom and bedroom in order without turning into a cleaning robot. These habits only take a few minutes, don't require any fancy tools, and most importantly, they actually work in real life. Just small, realistic shifts that make your space feel more peaceful and way less chaotic. And the first tip, it only takes 2 minutes a day, but it keeps me from ending every night with a sigh and a pile of clutter staring me down. Let's start with the one place that instantly frees up your mind, the surfaces. Let me be honest with you, every time I walk into my bathroom and see the sink covered in bottles, a damp towel on the floor, and random bits and pieces I don't even remember bringing in, I freeze. It's not that I hate cleaning, I just hate that paralyzing feeling of, I don't know where to start. And then I figured out something small. When the surfaces are clear, I can breathe again. Here's what I do now. I walk in and focus only on what's on the surfaces. I don't touch the cabinets, I don't open drawers. I just gather anything sitting out on the counter or sink. Trash goes straight into the bin. Things I still use but don't belong there go into a separate basket to deal with later. I try not to spend more than 5 minutes, because 5 minutes is always doable, even when I feel completely drained. A real example: last week, my sink was covered with half-used hair masks, 2 dried-up mascaras, and a nail clipper I swear I never brought in. I didn't waste time figuring out what belonged where. I just swept everything into a small basket I keep by the door. And once the counter was clear, the whole room looked brighter, and I felt like I'd just taken a deep breath of fresh air. This works because our eyes hate cluttered surfaces more than hidden messes. When the visible space is cleared, your mind feels more in control, and suddenly the rest of the room doesn't feel so overwhelming. It's a much gentler way to start than trying to tackle everything at once. And once you've created that little pocket of breathing space, it gets easier to keep going. In the next tip, I'll show you how to make the house feel like it's helping you, instead of leaving you to do everything alone. Ready for it? And if that first shift already feels like a small breath of relief, you'll want to keep going, because tomorrow I'm sharing a video that digs even deeper into how to create momentum on the days when you feel completely stuck. It's simple, it's gentle, but it's one of those things that once you know it, you'll wish you had learned it years ago. Make sure you don't miss it. It might be the piece that finally helps everything click. Before we dive deeper, let's talk about something small that gives you immediate momentum. One thing that's helped me stop feeling like I'm doing everything alone is creating the sense that something in the house is working with me. And the simplest way I've found to do that is to turn on one machine that needs to run anyway right before I start cleaning. Most of the time, it's the washing machine. Before I touch anything in the bathroom or bedroom, I head straight to the laundry basket, pull together one load, and get it started. Within the first 3 minutes, there's already a background hum in the house. It's not music, it's the sound of momentum, and it instantly helps me feel like I'm not the only one trying to pull things together in the chaos. Just the other day, I was standing there, not sure whether to start in the bathroom or the bedroom. Both were a mess. So I picked the easiest first move. I started the wash. Then I came back to the bathroom and focused only on the surfaces like we talked about in the last tip. Less than 20 minutes later, the room looked lighter and the washer was nearly done. It genuinely felt like the house was working with me, not against me. What this tip really does is break that heavy pause we all feel at the beginning. You don't need to decide everything or tackle it all at once. You just need to get one thing going so it feels like you're not doing this alone. And once that small feeling of forward motion kicks in, it's so much easier to move into the next thing without forcing yourself. And next, I'll show you how to turn small moments you already have, like brushing your teeth, into something that quietly keeps your space from slipping back into chaos. Next, let's make cleaning easier by removing the hardest part getting started. The hardest part of cleaning isn't the act itself, it's remembering to clean at the right moment. And let's be honest, when you're brushing your teeth, thinking about what to wear, and already running late, you're not about to go digging through a cabinet to find glass cleaner. So, I changed my approach. I stopped waiting for the right time to clean. Instead, I keep cleaning tools right where the mess tends to show up. For example, under my bathroom sink, I have a small microfiber cloth and a spray bottle I mixed myself, just water and vinegar. Every morning while I brush my teeth, I reach for that cloth and wipe down the mirror or swipe the counter if there are water spots. It takes 10 seconds, but I do it every day. Last week, my sister came over and said something that really stuck with me. "Your bathroom always looks like it was just cleaned." The funny thing is, I hadn't done a full clean in over a week. It's these little repeatable moments that actually keep a space looking and feeling fresh. This works because it removes the two biggest barriers needing to remember and needing to go get the stuff. When it's all right there within arm's reach, cleaning stops being a task and becomes part of your morning rhythm. And that's how you avoid starting from scratch every time you want to tidy up. But if your home still feels like it's filling up with things you don't need and you have no idea where to start, the next tip will show you how to clear space without having to declutter an entire closet. Now let's shift to something gentle, refreshing your space without decluttering at all. There are days when I walk into my bedroom and just feel stuck. It's not exactly messy, but the air feels stale. Nothing sparks a sense of calm or comfort. And when that happens, I don't think about redecorating or buying something new. I just change one small thing. Maybe it's the throw blanket on the bed. Maybe it's a pillowcase in a different color. One time I just switched out the folded runner at the foot of the bed with an old piece I used to keep in the living room. Or I changed my bedside lamp to one with a warmer tone. These changes take under 5 minutes, but the shift in how the room feels is real. Last week I pulled out an old rust-colored pillowcase from the bottom of the linen drawer and swapped it in for the faded white ones I always use. The moment I walked back into the room, it felt different, softer, cozier, like the space finally exhaled after a long stretch of being tired and ignored. This tip works because it gives you that feeling of a fresh start without having to start from scratch. A small change can reset your mood, and more importantly, it reminds you this space is yours. You have the power to make it feel lighter and calmer without waiting for a big, deep clean weekend. Now, if you're still stuck between what to keep and what to get rid of, the next tip is going to help you make one tiny decision, but that single move can break through a surprising amount of stuck energy. Let's move on to the place most of us avoid, the spot that stresses you just by looking at it. I know this might sound counterintuitive. Why not start with something easy to feel accomplished? But here's what I've learned every time I start with the space that makes me feel the most tense. I feel an immediate release. Not because it's magically spotless, but because I finally faced the thing that's been quietly draining me for days or even weeks. For me, it used to be the top drawer of my nightstand. Just one little drawer, but I avoided it constantly. I knew it was filled with an old phone, expired pills, unopened bills, and random clutter I didn't even recognize anymore. Every time I reached for it, I felt a knot in my chest. So one day, I decided to start there. I set a 10-minute timer. No pressure. I tossed out anything clearly expired or broken, and the rest I put in a small box labeled "Sort Later." I didn't finish the whole drawer, but the tightness in my chest, it was gone. This tip works because you're not just decluttering objects, you're clearing out something that's been subtly stressing you every single day. And once that source of tension is out of the way, the rest of your space stops feeling so intimidating. And if that's all you can do for today, that's okay. But if you're starting to feel a little more clear-headed, the next tip will give you an even gentler place to continue, just by letting go of 5 things that no longer deserve space in your home. From here, we can go even smaller, just 5 items you're ready to release. Sometimes you don't need to clean the whole room. You just need to let go of 5 things. No overthinking, No sorting bins, just 5 items that you know deep down I don't use this anymore, or I don't even like this anymore. I usually do this while waiting for water to boil, or while letting my moisturizer sink in. I scan the bedroom or bathroom, and quietly ask myself, what here have I not touched in months? Maybe it's a shampoo that didn't work for your hair, but you kept just in case. A single sock with no match. A lipstick that's dried out, but you keep thinking you might revive it. These tiny items aren't loud, but they add up, and they make your space feel heavier without you realizing it. Last week, I threw out exactly 5 things: a worn-out face towel, a half-used serum that had expired, a box of incense sticks from 3 years ago, 1 random cotton pad that didn't match anything, and a broken hair clip. None of them were big. But suddenly, one section of my medicine cabinet was clear, and I felt like I'd cleared out a corner of my mind too. This works because it gives you a small win without taking up an hour or draining your energy. Just 5 things. That's it. And each time you do it, you prove to yourself that you're capable of moving forward gently but surely. Now, if you're still unsure what to keep or what to toss, the next tip offers a way to refresh your space without throwing anything out, just by shifting the way you see it. Next, let's talk about a reset that doesn't involve letting go of anything, just shifting how your space feels. There are days when I look around my bedroom and everything seems to be in its place, but I still don't want to be in the room. It's not messy. Nothing's technically wrong. It just feels stale. And sometimes what I need isn't a deep clean, it's a small shift to help me feel like I can start again. Instead of buying something new, I move a few things around. I switch the bedside lamp from one side of the bed to the other. I slide the rug from near the window into the center of the room. I swap a basket from the bathroom with one in the bedroom. I don't add anything. I just rearrange what's already there. The last time I tried this, I tilted my full-length mirror slightly so it reflected the window light from a different angle. That was it. But suddenly the room felt lighter. Not because the mirror changed, but because my view of the room had changed. It gave me just enough of a mental reset to feel a little more present again. This tip works because it requires 0 extra effort, no decluttering, no purchases, no major decisions. Just a willingness to look at familiar things from a new perspective. And sometimes that's all your brain needs to feel like something is finally shifting. Now, if you still feel like you don't have time for real tidying, the next tip will show you how to use moments you already have, like brushing your teeth, to gently keep your space in check without ever putting it on your to-do list. Now let's weave tidying into moments you're already living, like brushing your teeth. I know you're busy. So am I. And there was a time when I truly felt like I had no space left in my day for cleaning, not even a little. Until I realized something. There's one thing I already do every single day without fail, and I could quietly attach a small tidy-up to it without adding anything to my schedule. That moment when I brush my teeth. Now, every morning while I'm brushing, I do one light reset action. Some days it's wiping down the mirror. Other days it's picking up shed hairs around the sink, or tossing an empty bottle that's been sitting there too long. It all fits within 2 to 3 minutes, exactly the length of time I'm brushing. Just a few days ago, I noticed an old skincare jar sitting empty on the shelf while I was brushing. I reached over, tossed it into the bathroom bin, and gave the shelf a quick wipe. No one else noticed a thing, but I did. And that morning, I felt like I'd made progress before the day had even started. This works because it doesn't ask for more time. It simply uses time you're already spending. When you attach a quick cleanup to something familiar, it stops feeling like a task and becomes just a part of your rhythm. Gentle, steady, and stress-free. And if you often find yourself starting but not keeping up the habit, the next tip will help you tie tidying to something even easier: music. So every time you hear it, your body knows it's time to reset just a little. Let's add something a little more fun, a reset cue that comes from music. Have you ever noticed how certain songs make you just start doing something? Folding clothes, wiping the counter, or straightening up a messy corner almost without thinking. That's because music doesn't just hit your ears, it shifts your mood and gently pulls your body out of pause mode. I keep a short playlist just for light resets. Nothing fancy, 3 to 5 familiar songs enough to last around 10 to 15 minutes. I don't play it every day, but whenever I feel myself dragging or avoiding a mess, I put on the first track. That familiar sound signals to my brain, you don't have to finish, you just have to begin. The other day, I played an old Norah Jones song, soft, mellow, no pressure. I started by picking up a few things off the floor in the bedroom. By the time the second song came on, I was folding clothes. When the playlist ended, I had tidied a whole section of the closet. No stress, no pressure, just me and the music gently moving through the mess. This works because it quiets the part of your brain that demands perfection, or says all or nothing. Instead of overthinking where to start, you simply press play and let your body follow. Even doing just a little is a win. And if you're someone who often doesn't know when to stop or finds yourself cleaning endlessly without a break, the next tip will help you set a simple but powerful limit, 10 minutes, then pause. Now it's time for a boundary that protects your energy, the 10-minute rule. It took me a long time to learn this. Tidying doesn't mean you have to finish everything. There were so many times I started just to wipe down the shelf, and then suddenly I was deep into drawers under the bed, the nightstand. By the end, I was exhausted. And the next morning, it looked messy again. I started to dread cleaning because I always overdid it. So, I changed the rule. I set a 10-minute timer. Not to rush, but to create an endpoint. For those 10 minutes, I clean whatever I feel like, maybe folding a few clothes, wiping my vanity, or clearing some bottles from the bathroom. But when the timer goes off, I stop. Even if I'm halfway through. No, just one more thing. One evening, I set the timer and started by folding the blanket on the bed. 10 minutes later, I'd only made the bed and gathered a few things off the floor. The room wasn't spotless, but I stopped. I turned on my warm lamp, made myself a drink, and that night I slept well. Not because the house was perfect, but because I respected my own limit. This tip matters because it reminds you that the goal of tidying is to feel lighter, not burned out. When you learn to stop at enough, tidying stops being something you fear and starts becoming something you're in control of. And if you're sharing your space with others, especially a partner or kids, and often feel like you're the only one picking up after everyone, the next tip will help ease that weight off your shoulders. Next, let's make sure you stop carrying the whole house on your shoulders. One thing I had to completely relearn after getting married, tidying up, isn't supposed to be just my job. But saying that is one thing, living it is another. In reality, I was still the one picking up my husband's clothes, grabbing my kids' socks, and collecting all the little things everyone forgot to put back. Then, I tried something small. I placed a basket in one of the most used spots in our home. Somewhere visible, not hidden, not fancy. I called it the put-back basket. Anything out of place, toys, nail clippers, notebooks went in there. Not to hide the mess, but to shift the responsibility back where it belonged. At first, no one noticed. But after a few days, when my child asked, "Mom, have you seen my comic book?" I pointed to the basket. A few days later, they went there before asking me. I also told my husband, if your stuff's in this basket, that means it needs to go back where it belongs, or I'll decide where it goes. This tip doesn't create miracles, but it does help you stop picking up after everyone all the time. It creates a soft boundary. Your home stays tidy, but you're no longer carrying everyone else's weight. And it teaches your family that tidying is shared, not something one person has to carry alone. And if you often feel like every morning starts with cleaning up from zero, the final tip will help you create one gentle habit that actually keeps your space calm instead of living in a never-ending cycle of mess, clean, repeat. And finally, let's end with a habit that makes tomorrow feel easier before it even begins. If there's one habit that's helped me keep the house less messy without having to clean constantly, it's this. Take just 3 to 5 minutes every night before bed to do a light reset. Not deep cleaning, not scrubbing floors, Just bringing things back to a starting point so tomorrow doesn't begin with the chaos left behind from today. I think of it as putting the house to rest. Just like you turn off the stove or lock the door before sleep, this is the same but for your space. I usually take a quick walk through the kitchen, living room, and bathroom. Fluff the pillows, put dirty dishes in the sink, straighten the towels, and turn off a few lights. It's not perfect. It's not spotless. It's just a quiet reset. One night recently, I was so tired I just wanted to crash into bed. But I still took a moment to clear a few glasses off the table, dim the lights, and pull the curtains closed. It took less than 4 minutes. But the next morning, when I walked into the living room, I felt calm. Not because it was sparkling, but because it wasn't already overwhelming the second I woke up. This habit is like giving yourself a little peace before sleep and a soft landing when you wake up. It's not about finishing the job, it's about closing the day. So your home can welcome you into tomorrow, not push you backward. And if any of today's tips feel like they match your pace or your reality, try starting with just 1 or 2. You don't have to do them all. One small change done regularly is enough to keep your space from becoming something that drains you. At the end of the day, these 12 little shifts aren't about having a perfect home. They're about helping your space feel a little kinder to live in. And if even one of them makes your day feel a bit lighter or helps you breathe a little easier, then that's already enough. If you're trying to save time, protect your energy, and keep your mind from spinning, just start with one small change. You don't need to do everything at once. Your home will meet you where you are. And if you want to continue this kind of gentle reset, I have a video that walks through decluttering each area of your home step by step. It pairs perfectly with what we covered today. If this felt helpful, feel free to like or subscribe so I know what truly supports you, and so you can keep building a home that feels calm, steady, and yours. And before you head out, just know this: tomorrow's video will show you a surprisingly easy way to declutter without decision fatigue. It's one of those methods that feels almost too simple, but once you understand it, your whole approach to tidying changes. If you've ever felt guilty, overwhelmed, or unsure where to even begin, that next video is the one you shouldn't skip. I'll see you there.